It was her last supper, in the end. Which is why, if you're going to that Vulgus forward base now, you need to let Dominic and me tag along. They flipped the table in front of the chef, and it's time to teach them some real table manners. Also, if you want to prevent them from getting the Ironheart, you're gonna need more people. Dominic will show you the way to the forward base. Let's head there and turn up the heat.
Why do more and more people keep getting involved?
'22 Recon Squad, awaiting mission. Nice to meet you. My name's Dominic. I'm a scout accompanying Blair. In order to get to the Vulgus forward base, you have to secure this area first, as it's our main route. There's also a number of important additional tasks to do. Blair's already familiar with this terrain. I'll fill him in on the mission separately. You'll need to follow the instructions given by the Recon Squad. Or what's left of it, anyway, as Zachary and I are the only ones who survived. Anyway, good luck. Oh, by the way, I heard from Zachary. His troops were hit pretty hard, but I heard you took the enemy to task and helped Zachary get his own back. Thanks for that. And Blair, your meal was also very tasty. I feel like I always owe you Descendant something. When this battle is over, I'll buy you a drink in Albion on behalf of my entire team. I promise.
Dominic, that's what you call a death flag right there. Soldiers are superstitious, you know that.
Okay then, I'll bake you a pie or something after the war is over. Not even you can top my mother's recipe.
Keep it up, you joker. Them's fighting words right there.
Just ignore the hairball, Dominic.
We've identified a large-scale Vulgus supply transport. Sending the coordinates to your receive now. The enemy is blocking all movement to our target point. We need you to break through. You should be able to see where the enemy is blocking entry. Your target is the supplies that are. The supplies are Kuiper ores secured by the enemy. You need to quickly destroy all Kuiper which has already been exposed to Vulgus energy. strategic point has been secured and the enemy supply network has been dealt a heavy blow. Great work.
Good. Now that we've gained control of this much of the area, I think we can start attacking their base directly. I've marked where to regroup. Let's get moving.
I wish we could find some clues on how to access the Prime Hands.
Alright, is everybody ready to turn up the heat? This next operation will be a diversion.
While you're attacking here, Blair will clear a path to their front base.
Sous Chef, whip up something with the Vulgus, please. They're heading your way.
The enemy force is larger than expected. You should exercise caution. We detected Vulgus signals coming from inside. Watch out for any possible ambushes. There's a substantial force stationed here as well.
Defense Commander Biggs. Relaying orders. Stop the Descendant. Prove your loyalty and achieve new glory.
That voice. Sounds like the Vulgus commander who attacked us. Right, Dominic?
You'll be correct. It's my greatest wish to be rid of that bastard. Descendant, the operation is a success. Great work out there. Descendant, collect the data from the recon drones. We'll use it to pinpoint the enemy's location. If that data isn't collected quickly, it will be lost. You have to hurry. Confirming data transfer. I'll analyze the enemy's position and relay it to all operation personnel.
Been eating well? Okay, let's see what we have to do here then. So, we have to locate the phase shift gate that Eamon discovered and analyze it to figure out how it was done. That's easy enough. Jaber and the guide can do the analysis while the infiltration team fight their way into the base and wreak havoc. I want Dominic on higher ground to get eyes on the base and provide sniper support as necessary. I'll head out first. You guys follow me later.
We're off to a good start. We found their cargo. It's an excavated phase shift gate from the cave.
We need to find out how the Vulgus used this. If there is a Vulgus terminal inside the base, please connect me to it.
this terminal, we need to seize a security master key and decrypt it. I'll try to open the case remotely. Once I disable the physical security, attack the cargo box, and get the key. I'll search for a terminal that can be accessed internally. Wait here. The place where we spotted a signal is the point where a connection should be possible. Over to you, guide. I hope you'll be able to find some useful information.
The enemy has been extracting quantum energy that was stored inside the phase shift gates. There is a separate facility where energy is extracted and controlled. We must find this place.
If that's the case, we have no other option except search the entire base.
Descendant, once you've done everything you need to do, you need to destroy the power source so that Vulgus can no longer use it. I'll mark the location of the power units.
Repair required.
Power units have been destroyed. Excellent work.
Found the device that controls the fleet beacon. If you destroy that, the beacon will be exposed. Signals using the enemy shockwave generator. So that's what the fleet beacon really is. It's using a principle similar to one for a barrier generator. There are Vulgans within range. I won't be able to establish the jamming signal. You need to eliminate them for me. This is the final step. The first time. All right. Any information Corell sends will now be delayed. It's a good thing I analyzed that jamming signal. Let's see if we can use this variable to our advantage in the war.
These coordinates are close to the Prime Hand's ruins. The Vulgus signals are already going crazy.
I was gonna join Zachary. Are you sure you won't need me on support?
Compared to the Vulgus that are gonna swarm the White Knight Gulch and Albion, this is nothing.
And I've got all the support I need. And your promise of homemade pie at the end of it all. There's no way I'm dying without a taste of that.
Yeah, that's a death flag.
This is Zachary. The enemy's anti-aircraft fire is making it difficult for Albion transport planes to land.
Zach, watch out. There's an anti-air railgun installed at this base. Tell the transport plane pilot to stand by. Descendant, the device that controls the enemy anti-air guns is at the target zone. You'll need to get past the enemy's defense first. The target device is inside. When you get close, Eckert will attempt to neutralize it remotely. Eckert, do you need more time to disable the control unit?
The Vulgus have blocked comms. Looks like we'll have to destroy it ourselves.
Descendant, it's time for physical action. Control unit spotted. Transmitting to Eurocede. You have to destroy it. Hurry. One more control unit remaining. artillery have been neutralized. Help guide the transport planes to land.
Master Amon, the forward base is under attack. Descendants are approaching the ruins. We need reinforcements. Master Amon, what is going on? Why does he not reply to our communications? I will send my personal commando unit for now. The Descendants must be stopped.
Transport plane carrying the heroes is returning to Albion. Relaying our thanks for your support.
The heroes?
The men of the recon squad. We're sending back the bodies of our teammates we were able to recover.
Thank you for all your hard work, Zach. I'll make my way back shortly.
Whereabouts of the phase shift gate. I will personally synchronize with the search drone and look for energy traces. The drone that I was connected to will eventually malfunction due to its circuits overloading, but we have no time to look for another method. To use the drone for as long as possible, we must lower its output. This will slow it down, but it protects the drone's circuits for longer. The phase shift gate seems to have passed through this area. I can detect a faint energy signal. Vulgus signals are interfering with my search. All the Vulgus who are obstructing the tracking must be removed. All I can do now is follow the traces I can sense. It seems they've stored the device here. There are many devices with a large amount of energy.
Reloading!
may know where the energy traces have gone. I will send you the coordinates.
Told you over and over again, and you don't even pretend to listen.
Are you ready to be
Descendant? We've detected signs of the quantum energy extracted from the phase shift gate in some electrical equipment. We need to get our hands on that equipment and analyze it to see how the enemy used the quantum energy. Then we should be able to find a way to enter the Prime Hand's ruins. Now that we're here, I'm almost certain it's the right place. The subtle feeling of the Iron Heart particles, this pain, and its familiarity. The inverted Iron Heart is definitely inside those ruins. But the inversion technology database left by the ancestors is not yet accessible, Descendant. We have no guarantee as to what will happen, nor do we know whether we will be able to control the inverted Iron Heart. Based on the data I have collected so far, I will try to come up with as many backup plans as possible. I hope that what we do here will give us the power to strike back, Descendant.
I mean, we can always rely on our arcade somehow, if something happens. That's what got us this far, right?
Arcade's an unfathomable power. With unfathomable potential, too.
That's what you call hope, Jaber.
Hope.
We've detected quantum energy coming from the Vulgus battery. I'll send a supply box. Retrieve the battery from the enemy and send it this way. Blair, cover me while I carry out the analysis mission.
Huh? What about your turret?
The turret isn't invincible. Besides, we don't have any tactical armored vehicle. So if the enemy swarms us, we don't have the firepower to stop them.
Oh, well, when it comes to firepower, it's gotta be me. I got your back. Focus on your mission.
The supply box should be arriving there soon. Be ready. Hold on. I'm detecting the same type of energy as the battery has. flowing from inside the cave. I've identified numerous traps inside the cave, so be careful.
Jaber, this base is connected to the Prime Hand's ruins and the power grid. It's another phase shift gate. Huh. Analyzing this type of equipment will be much more efficient for me. I will try to understand what the Vulgus were up to here. Eamon extracted energy from the phase shift gate here, then overloaded it by sending power to the sealed gate. All the power facilities nearby were set up for this purpose.
Demolish the cave where the extractor is located. Master Eamon has achieved his goal.
Did you just hear that? Get out now. The enemy is going after the cave.
If only I was able to attack. I would not have allowed them to get this far. However, for all of you, this is your opportunity to earn new body prosthetics and persona.
Thank you for all your hard work, Descendant. Now let's find a way to reactivate the phase shift gate.
Wait. There was a minor problem when I tried to activate the phase shift gate. Let's meet at the entrance to the Prime Hand's ruins.
So, this isn't one of those situations where one of us has to remain outside to control the energy, is it? You're not disagreeing with me.
Descendant, if we use the body of a Legion of Immortality unit, we will be able to gather more of the energy required to reactivate the phase shift gate. The biopower supply of the cyborg Vulgus have absorbed an immense amount of quantum energy. In other words, if we collect their batteries, we will have enough energy to operate the gate. A drone that can collect energy will be arriving shortly. Be ready, Descendant. I will identify the Vulgus units which have high quantum energy saturation levels.
Firepower to cover Jaber by myself. Can you take out some enemies from your side? I can't tell if this is a Descendant or Jaber's turret.
The fire turret. That's not a bad idea. I'll add it to my list of things to develop.
Died down.
With this amount of energy, we should be able to reactivate the phase shift gate. Thank you, Descendant.
To reactivate the phase shift gate, we must gather the remaining excess energy. The Vulgus know this and are trying to neutralize the energy. We have to completely destroy all devices installed by the Vulgus. However, they can't be destroyed by firearms. Our only option is to use the enemy's energy-neutralizing EMPs. Found another one not too far away. Sending coordinates. gradually getting weaker. Hurry. I hope we're not too late. Wait. I can see the movements of their raid party. Stop them, they'll try to repair the energy neutralizing device. Looks like Eamon's hunting hound has made an appearance. Careful you don't get bitten. What a relief. We weren't too late.
This is Jaber. I have clear reception. Because you've hit the nail on the head. As Eamon didn't open the gate through any normal means, I figured there'd probably be some lingering consequences. But the gate to access the ruins was more volatile than I anticipated. If we leave it operational, there'll be another quantum pulse explosion, like the one we saw with the abandoned gate at the cave. We have to temporarily stop the energy supply to the gate after the infiltration begins, and reactivate it once the infiltration team completes their operation. Considering the number of Vulgus headed this way, there's no way we can control and defend the gate with just one Descendant. We need 2 or more Descendants to stay here.
No time to waste. Jaber, you operate the gate. I'll cover you. We'll hold this place down no matter what. Infiltration team, you guys go and retrieve the Ironheart. Does that work for everyone?
Blair, it won't be smooth sailing for you guys.
Ha! You think your job's gonna be any easier? Good luck, infiltration team. Guy, you hang in there too.
I promise we'll return with the Ironheart, no matter what. I have checked the map of the ruins that was sent to your receive. I will guide you to the Prime Hands. The map was created during an expedition from a few decades ago, but it's still highly reliable. It seems our operation has been made possible through the sacrifices of these early citizens. Aiming stationed in legendary forces within the ruins. The Vulgus commander who attacked Blair and the recon squad must be here as well. I recommend being prepared for sporadic battles. There are also likely to be a number of traps set up to prevent us from advancing. According to the records, in order to activate the Prime Hands, power must be established throughout the ruins. The records mention a power facility. I will guide you there. It seems as if the Vulgus have prevented the power facility from being operational. Let's remove the circuit jams and get the power facility up and running, Descendant. A sizable Vulgus force is headed your way. I believe they are trying to prevent you from activating the power supply.
Master Raven! The vermin are awakening the ruins! I think they're onto the Iron Rod! Please! We need reinforcements! Master Raven! Strange. There's no response. Doesn't make sense. Master Aemon should be on Corel's ship. Keep requesting reinforcements!
The electronic jamming signal installed is blocking Vulgus communications. If we can keep this up, we have a chance of winning. This operation will work, provided there are no surprises with the inversion process.
had to prove my loyalty for decades to get these prosthetics of persona. But I will share my persona with anyone that kills the Descendant now. This is your chance to become my clone.
Cannot avoid.
Descendant, we're approaching the zone where the prime hands are located. Hold on just a little longer.
How about
didn't fall on schedule. There's no mention of this in past expedition records. And the temperature is rising in zones beyond this position. The petition's been kept in place so that the brewing system can maintain its thermal fatigue. If this temperature change was caused by the radiant heat generated by the inverted energy, then the level of inverted energy reaches its peak exceeds even my imagination. Humans won't be able to withstand it for 1 second. Descendant, can you hear what I'm saying? Descendant, you must stop the operation. I didn't have enough information. Even if we set the inverse calculation of the radiant heat as low as possible, the human body cannot withstand inverted energy. Descendant.
Infiltration team, this is Jaber. Requesting an update on the current state of the operation.
What are you gonna do with that intel? Wouldn't it be faster to just ask them when it'll be over? Damn, that hurts. Pass me some more rounds.
That's the last magazine. Use it sparingly.
Descendant, I heard the infiltration of the ruins was a success, and the inverted Ironheart has been retrieved. How's the operation going? Do you think we have a chance? Corell's ships are slowly appearing at the White Knight Gulch. Hopefully we'll hear some good news from the front. Any of them. Descendant, please respond.
Descendant. I understand your intention now. I see you've decided to put your faith in hope. It seems not only did I lack information regarding the inversion process, I also did not know enough about humankind and descendants. I support your decision. I will never give up, Descendant.
Increase the spectral laser output to max! Light up the Descendant!
Descendant, that laser device runs on an external battery. I will display the location of the battery's heat source on the receiver. Destroy it.
You're different from the other paltry soldiers I killed. I will kill you and make a new prosthetic from your body. Master Aemon, please watch over me.
Descendant. The inverted Ironheart is forcing the dimensional wall to open. If this occurs at all of the prime hands, the dimensional balance will collapse completely. The Ironheart must be contained. Watch out! Descendant! Wait. Your arcade is reacting to the inverted energy. The Ironheart is being absorbed into your subconscious arcade space. Take heart, Descendant. I am with you. The remaining energy is at 34%. The dimensional wall is stabilizing. Remaining energy at 21%, 16%. You're almost there. Remaining energy at 0%. You've done it, Descendant. The Ironheart has been transported to the safest possible location, into the subconscious space of your arcade, where I first met you. however, the iron heart in your subconscious base can be removed only once. If you attempt to embrace this iron heart again, your RK will be unable to endure it. This means we have only a single opportunity to convey and destroy the iron heart. Do not worry, Descendant. We will prevail. Are you all right? Are you experiencing any RK irregularities? If nothing is wrong, I have something to tell you. I have finally unlocked the secret behind the Ancestors' inversion technology. Descendant. And thanks to the sacrifice you made, Descendant, I was also able to access the Inversion Technology database, which had been sealed. Inversion was a forbidden technology that reversed the entropy of infinite energy composites like the Ironheart and turned them into antimatter. The inverted Ironheart was intended to be a core element as part of a process to reverse the laws of nature. Anti-particle weapons, destruction of the dimensional wall, multi-dimensional space-time connections. I see traces of countless unthinkable plans. According to the development logs, Inversion was created by extremists among the Ancestors who were obsessed with using the Ironheart. But it seems the Vulgus somehow obtained this inversion technology. I think the Ancestors and the Vulgus were connected in some way, long before I was created. I can find no records as to whether that relationship was one of conflict or cooperation, but there may have been no reason to include that in my files. As you know, I am not here to protect the Ironhearts. I am essentially a track and annihilate program, designed to destroy them and everything about them. And through this recent research, I have become more certain of my role and my mission. Descendant, I have acquired an algorithm to analyze inverted energy and have derived a way to destroy it. My next step is to try and apply this to our current situation. Although we can only extract the inverted iron heart from within RK once, theoretically, there may be a faster and more certain way to destroy it than the process we might use for a regular iron heart if we use the properties of antimatter. Wait, Descendant. A wave that I have never previously felt within the void is approaching. It seems a Colossus has been drawn to the inverted energy. I'm sure we'll hear from Albion soon.
Colossus is closing in, moving towards the Hagios prime hands at a rapid speed. Classification type, Swamp Walker, and deadly.
Descendant, I have received reports of your outstanding performance in Hagios, and with our ongoing research into inversion. We believe that Swamp Walkers were alerted by the inverted energy exposed in Hagios. But they're not only targeting Hagios. What will you do if one of the Swamp Walkers approaches Albion? I heard that you have submerged the inverted Ironheart in your arcade. We cannot always assume a best-case scenario. That kind of carelessness is how humanity was almost totally annihilated a century ago. You are humanity's hope, Descendant. You need to be more proactive.
Damn it. Since Mr. Colossus Expert is being so serious about this, it looks like we have no choice, Turret Boy.
I believe the data from the Colossus will prove useful.
Useful? For what? Cracking open amorphous materials?
Please, just let her finish.
As Seneca said, the Colossi are moving towards various regions, not just Hagios. If those regions show signs of inverted energy, we may be able to use that for our overall plan. Intercept battle provided an opportunity for me to survey the area around the Colossi's target destination from within the void dimension. They were headed towards some snowy fields, and the area was emitting a large amount of inverted energy.
Guide, the location I just sent you? That's where we think the Vulgus Fortress is. If you found any features or have any intel, please send us the details.
Tavern is the best in the whole of Albion. What? You don't agree? You're obviously new here, but...
Hi there. What can I help you with? Ask me anything about modules.
humanity is very weak. That's why humans need us so desperately.
Yeah, so what do you need?
Descendant. I see. So the Colossi were heading towards the Vulgus fortress. If the inversion took place there, it would not be unusual to detect the large amount of energy. No wonder the Colossi were drawn there. Descendant, we can definitely use this to our advantage. According to what we know so far, if we apply the inversion process to the inverted Ironheart, in theory, that Ironheart will be completely destroyed through particle-antiparticle annihilation. This is the fastest and most certain method of destroying the Ironheart that we currently know of. The only drawback is that it will also destroy everything around it. If the operation is a success, the Vulgus will have nowhere to return to. Descendant, if you cannot retrieve the Ironheart from the White Knight Gulch, you must make a decision regarding this alternative plan while it is still viable. Please discuss it with HQ. It will be a difficult decision, but everyone will need to be in agreement.
Alpha, these are the details of the operation that the guide has laid out. What do you think?
Enzo, First of all, the guide's operational plan provides many tactical advantages. The majority of the Vulgus forces have already been dispatched to the White Knight Gulch. If this situation continues, we will be able to lay siege to the fortress, and Corel will be none the wiser. There has never been a more ideal moment to attack the Vulgus fortress since the beginning of this war. However, if our goal is not just to attack, but to destroy an Ironheart, this will not be enough. If we pull back our forces from the White Knight Gulch and behave as if we have another strategy in mind, that should attract Corel's attention. We need a foolproof way to lure them in, much like how Corel ensnared us with the White Knight Gulch operation. In other words, this is a plan that requires someone willing to face death, to act as bait, all while protecting the Ironheart and distracting Corel. I realize I am asking for someone to sacrifice themselves, and as commander, I can't bring myself to give such a merciless order.
What if someone volunteers?
Enzo?
is it?
Alpha, the Descendants can act as bait. If we deploy an unprecedented number of Descendants to the front, that will be more than enough to distract Karel. Karel's also aware that the Descendants are humanity's last hope, so he's going to relish trying to squash our last stand. The fact that he's approaching slowly, like a dark cloud without warping, that shows that he believes he's already won the war. And with Karel's attention drawn elsewhere, if we send some of the Descendants to the Vulgus Fortress and destroy the Ironheart, we'll be able to turn the tide of war. The manifestation of Archaean Descendants doesn't just mean we have to be powerful weapons. As humanity's last hope, we should sow the seeds of victory. Now, the majority of the Descendants, including me, will engage in battle at the White Knight Gulch to buy some time, while Ajax, his team, and the rest of the Descendants will be deployed to the Vulgus Fortress. Awaiting your approval, Alpha.
All right. You win. Carry out the operation. Let's get this done and destroy the Ironheart. On one condition, return safely, and tell the guide to look after the Descendants.
Wish everyone good luck at the White Knight Gulch front.
Don't worry, this is great. I've always wanted to have a go at Karel.
Get in line, kid. There is a line, you know.
I'd like to cut in front of you as well.
Enzo, please take care of yourself. Remember our promise.
There's no way I'll forget. Don't worry. We'll win.
It seems everyone has steeled their resolve. Everyone's arche is glowing. I doubt that even the ancestors anticipated this moment. I'm so happy to have met humans with arche like yours. Despite my limitations as an AI, I believe I understand what courage is now. All right. Descendant, I'll accompany you to the Vulgus Fortress. We must locate the inversion facility there and overload the Ironheart to destroy it. I know we can do this, Descendant. I will be with you the entire way.